Model of a giant bird? What use would that be? And there weren't any giant birds in Egypt anyways. All of the other models are of real, practical things. But an aircraft, now that would be useful.
Ancient Egypt's discoveries never cease to intrigue, from mummified creatures to iconic artifacts that offer a sneak peek into a remarkable civilization.
Animal mummies were very common in ancient Egypt. It probably started out quite gently with pet mummies, because people who loved their pets wanted the pets with them in their afterlife.
Each finding uncovers more about the advanced culture, one we have yet to fully understand.
I believe this is to depict Enki, the one son, and Enlil, the other son of the primordial god, the angels that supposedly came here in the Anunnaki story.
It's just a bird, a carving of a bird. So what makes it so mysterious? Well, first we have to ask, why is it there?
The Saqqara bird, a wooden carving over 2,000 years old, holds a mystery that has baffled experts for years. Found near Saqqara, Egypt, the sycamore wood artifact resembles a bird, but has a vertical tail fin, which is unusual for birds, but important for flight. Could it be an early glider design? Modern flight tests show that with a few adjustments, the bird glides perfectly, suggesting the ancient Egyptians had an understanding of aerodynamics far ahead of their time. While we may never know if they mastered flight, the Saqqara bird leaves us with a fascinating query.
Model of a giant bird? What use would that be? And there weren't any giant birds in Egypt anyways. All of the other models are of real, practical things. But an aircraft, now that would be useful.
Ancient aircraft. In this segment, the discovery of ancient models like brooches and carvings raises intriguing inquiries about the past. These artifacts feature wing designs similar to modern aircraft, with wings at the bottom, delta-shaped wings, rudders, and ailerons, much like today's jets. This suggests that ancient civilizations might have had knowledge of flight long before the first recorded flights. Additionally, hieroglyphics inside the Temple of Osiris depict images of aircraft, helicopters, and submarines, sparking debates on whether this knowledge came from extraterrestrial beings or was misinterpreted as modern technology. This discovery challenges our understanding of ancient capabilities. Pyramid power.
You have two shafts leading into the Queen's Chamber. They would mix and boil off hydrogen, and then the hydrogen would pass through another passageway to the Grand Gallery, and then into the King's Chambers.
The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as one of the world's most impressive structures, built over 4,500 years ago. While most believe it was a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, no remains have ever been found inside. And this engineering expert has a different theory. He suggests that the pyramid wasn't just a tomb, it might have been a power plant. He believes the pyramid generated hydrogen gas, which turned into energy waves. These waves may have traveled to nearby obelisks, making the pyramid's purpose far more extraordinary than we ever imagined.
In that chamber, and then directs it through the southern shaft for the microwaves to spread out. So that energy would reach large distances. It could actually affect that particular structure.
Stonework mystery. Ancient Egyptian stonework remains one of history's biggest mysteries. Tests on copper-based saws used to cut granite showed a shockingly slow cutting rate of just 4 millimeters per hour, casting doubt on the idea that such primitive tools could have created the precision in Egypt's stone structures. Unlike their woodworking techniques, the Egyptians left no records or hieroglyphs explaining how they cut stone. This lack of documentation has led to theories that they may have used advanced, unknown technology. With modern experiments challenging old ideas, the mystery of how these ancient marvels were built is still unsolved. Tutankhamun's dagger. In 1922, Howard Carter's discovery of Tutankhamun's meteoric dagger amazed the world. Among the treasures in the tomb, this iron dagger stood out for its unusual material, iron from a meteorite. The ancient Egyptians, known for their expertise in gold and stonework, hadn't yet mastered iron forging. The dagger's intricate craftsmanship and golden sheath suggested it symbolized royal power. This discovery sparked debates about the advanced knowledge of the ancient Egyptians. Some even speculated that extraterrestrial influences might have played a role in creating this rare and unique artifact. Symbolic ties. Ancient symbols often carried profound meanings. The all-seeing eye, tied to higher consciousness, appears with serpents symbolizing energy and life across cultures like Egypt and Peru. The Ankh representing life, and the pharaoh's flail and crook, symbols of power, highlight Egyptian beliefs. Figures like Thoth with an ibis head reflect the blending of the divine and earthly. Whether these symbols are metaphors or rooted in real practices, they reveal the depth of ancient mythology and its universal themes.
I believe this is to depict Enki, the one son, and Enlil, the other son of the primordial god, the angels that supposedly came here in the Anunnaki story.
Perfect alignment.
When you look at the Great Pyramid's alignment, it's aligned very, very close to true north.
Have you ever noticed the Great Pyramid's perfect alignment? It's almost perfectly lined up with true north, and experts believe it was even more precise when it was built, before Earth's axis shifted. Even more intriguing is its location, right at the center of the world's landmass. According to recent research, the builders used a unit called the cubit, which was tied to Earth's size. The pyramid's measurements reflect the length of a year, and even match the speed of light in meters per second. Considering all the information, it looks like the ancient builders have known secrets we're just starting to understand.
Length of the Great Pyramid at its mean socket level, which is the corners of the actual building, it translates into 365.24 pyramid cubits, which just happens to be the Earth a year right down to a quarter day.
Hidden secrets.
What they found was copper fittings, or the metal fittings. Another feature of the back of these metal fittings was that on one side, the loop looked like it was corroded.
In 1993, engineers used a remote camera to explore a small air shaft in the Great Pyramid's Queen's Chamber. What was thought to be a ventilation duct led to a mysterious door with metal handles, sparking curiosity about its purpose. Some believed it could be a passage to the afterlife, while others questioned why it was blocked off. Then, in 2011, a hidden room was discovered with red markings and corroded metal fittings. These strange findings led to theories that the pyramid might have been a power plant, not just a tomb. Mummy discovery. In 1996, Zahi Hawass and his team uncovered an extraordinary find in Egypt's western desert. Originally thought to be just 250 mummies, the discovery grew to reveal over 10,000 mummies. These mummies were remarkably well preserved, and many were gilded in gold. Along with the mummies, valuable artifacts such as jewelry, pottery, food trays, wine jars, and Ptolemaic coins were found, shedding light on life more than 2,000 years ago. This find stands as one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in history. Pet mummies.
Animal mummies were very common in ancient Egypt. It probably started out quite gently with pet mummies because people who loved their pets wanted the pets with them in their afterlife. And so you wind up saying, okay, when I die or after I die, bury my pet with me. And of course the pet has to be mummified in the same way as the person does. And so we have these pet mummies being made.
In ancient Egypt, mummifying pets was a way to keep beloved animals close in the afterlife. The mummification process was as detailed as it was for humans, with some pets, like dogs, appearing lifelike. Their curled tails, for example, made it seem like they were ready to move or wag their tails. This practice highlights the strong bond the ancient Egyptians had with their animals, ensuring their pets were prepared for the journey to eternity. It shows how important these companions were to their owners, even in the afterlife. Chaotic animal tombs.
They used all these tombs as the storerooms to keep the mummified cats, because the priests in this time mummified the cats by millions.
In depth underground, a chaotic scene unfolded with dust from mummified animals in the air. Cat mummies, once sacred offerings, were meant to be buried with care. But here, human and animal bones were scattered together. This disarray was likely driven by profit, not religious practice, as demand for cat mummies, amulets, and statues grew. Priests began reusing ancient tombs beneath the temple to store these sacred items. During the Greek period, animal mummies became increasingly popular, valued for their exotic appeal.
In the Greek period, animal mummies were so popular. In Greece, usually you would have the tradition of animal offerings, but in ancient Egypt, that was not sort of the main tradition. So when Greeks came here, they really liked them. They were like maybe little mini teddy bears, and then people would be going to buy them.
Mystery Builder.
There was one brilliant man. That man was called Imhotep. He was the designer and engineer of that pyramid.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is a true marvel of engineering. Its perfect alignment with the true north and its central position on the Earth show remarkable planning. Even more surprising, its dimensions relate to the Earth's measurements, from the equator to the poles. Its coordinates also match the speed of light in meters per second, leading to theories about advanced civilizations. Another mystery lies with Imhotep, the architect of Egypt's step pyramid. A commoner with extraordinary knowledge, some believe his wisdom came from the stars, sparking questions about Egypt's mysterious past.
One of the things you find, for example, is that if you take the geodetic location of the Great Pyramid as a decimal degree.
Ancient artifacts. This segment delves into how ancient artifacts are tested, focusing on methods like carbon dating and studying the adhesives used in items like stone masks. One interesting discovery is the red glue, which has been tested across multiple artifacts and shows an age range of 10,000 to 15,000 years. This proves it's not a modern or synthetic material. The segment also touches on thermoluminescence, which helps date ceramics by examining when they were last fired. The surprising similarities between artifacts found in different places spark theories about their origins, possibly connected to ancient cultures or even extraterrestrial beings. Floating stones. A strange video showed stones floating in midair, seemingly defying gravity. One lifted from a table, followed by others on a nearby surface, as if controlled by an unseen force. The clip referenced energy, frequency, and vibration, sparking intrigue. In the background, workers were depicted hauling stones to a pyramid, hinting at ancient Egyptian construction. Some linked the phenomenon to theories like the John Hutchinson effect, involving electromagnetic manipulation. Was it a hoax or a glimpse of lost technology? The mystery remains unsolved. Ancient flight.
You know, when an airplane turns up and starts to move, it's because it's getting lift. The other thing is I don't want to see it going real bad side to side or real bad chatter up and down, because that would mean it's unstable.
An experiment based on ancient Indian texts tested the aerodynamics of a craft designed using their descriptions. As 50-mile-an-hour winds were directed at the craft, sensors recorded positive lift and stability, similar to modern airplanes. The craft showed no risk wobble, proving its stability. The results were exciting. This ancient design was flight-worthy. Could these ancient texts hold the key to advanced technologies? Perhaps even spacecraft that were known to civilizations thousands of years ago? The experiment sparks intriguing possibilities about the depth of knowledge in ancient cultures.
During the test was the normal force, which is where we measure the lift.
Saqqara bird flight. When the Saqqara bird model took flight, the results were extraordinary. With its tailplane in place, the glider soared smoothly, showing incredible stability. This breakthrough hints at the possibility that the ancient Egyptians had knowledge of aerodynamics far beyond what we imagined. But the true purpose of the Saqqara bird remains a mystery. Was it just a model, or something more symbolic, perhaps representing human flight, or even a divine connection? The secrets of ancient Egypt continue to captivate, leaving us to wonder what other hidden marvels might still be waiting to be uncovered. Ancient mystery. The Osirion in Abydos, Egypt, is a confusing structure that has left researchers scratching their heads. Unlike other Egyptian temples, it has an unusual L-shaped design and is 15 feet underground. The huge granite blocks, weighing up to 100 tons, were transported 200 miles from Aswan, something that seems impossible with the technology of the time. What makes it even more mysterious is the lack of hieroglyphs or artifacts. The erosion patterns on the stone hint that it could be older than the last ice age, possibly from a lost civilization with advanced skills. Symbolic engineering.
This is a jed, and this is the crook, and the crook fits over the jed, and that holds it stable.
A fascinating theory suggests that ancient Egyptian symbols like the jed, crook, ankh, and waz scepter were more than just spiritual symbols. They were practical tools used in pyramid construction. The jed helped stabilize lifting mechanisms, while the crook kept everything in place. Ropes wrapped around the ankh generated the torque needed to haul heavy blocks. Ramps, set at a perfect 16-degree angle, were used with sleds and rollers to move the massive stones. The flail protected the ropes during lifting. This clever mix of engineering and symbolism shows how advanced the Egyptians really were.
These are the power lines, one there, and they go to an ankh, and the ankh is used to power the jed, and many men place cartouche ropes around the base of the around the ankh and pull and rotate the jed. It's got enormous torque around its bottom collar.
Sarcophagus secrets. A video from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo has stirred curiosity, with weird music and a close-up of drill marks inside a granite sarcophagus. Some have speculated about a hidden mystery or even a conspiracy behind the drilling. However, it's important to remember that the ancient Egyptians had well-documented drilling techniques. When used with sand and water, can easily drill through granite. These marks aren't signs of something strange, but rather showcase the advanced craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. No hidden secret here, just impressive skills. Zawiyet El Arian. Zawiyet El Arian, nestled between the Giza Plateau and Abu Sir, remains a mysterious site. In the early 20th century, Egyptologist Alessandro Barsanti uncovered an unfinished pyramid and a T-shaped shaft cut into hard bedrock. The precision of the construction, along with the absence of inscriptions, led some to believe it was created by a more advanced civilization. Barsanti also discovered a large granite vat, possibly used for energy storage, and after a storm in 1905, the water level in the pit dropped, hinting at hidden chambers. The site's mystery still remains, especially after access was restricted in the 1960s. Ancient Sumerian astrolabes. The ancient Sumerians left behind more than just written records. They crafted intricate astrolabes that tracked the movements of the stars. These ancient devices were so detailed that modern researchers can input their coordinates into supercomputers and pinpoint when the star alignments last occurred. This shows the Sumerians had a deep understanding of the night sky, far beyond what we initially thought. The proto-cuneiform writing and symbols resembling Masonic ones found on these artifacts add another layer of mystery. Did these symbols pass through time, linking ancient cultures in ways we're still trying to understand? Mysterious granite groove. An ancient granite core with a perfectly smooth, continuous groove has baffled researchers for years. The groove is far too precise to have been created using the copper tools the Egyptians are believed to have had. In fact, it looks more like something made with modern, high-speed machinery. When compared to today's technology, the force needed to create such grooves surpasses even the power drills we use now. Could this suggest that the Egyptians had access to technology far beyond what we know, possibly rewriting ancient history as we understand it? Unfinished obelisk of Aswan. In the southern part of Egypt, near the Nile River, stands the unfinished obelisk, an awe-inspiring monument left incomplete due to a crack. Meant to be the largest single stone obelisk at 137 feet long and weighing 1,170 tons. Its scale showcases the immense effort behind its creation. In the quarry, strange, perfectly round holes and smooth vertical walls suggest the use of advanced techniques by ancient craftsmen. Some believe these holes were test spots, probing the granite before the obelisk's full shaping. Scoop-like indentations further confused archaeologists, challenging traditional theories on how such massive stones were shaped. Celestial knowledge. In this conversation, the speaker reflects on fascinating depictions in ancient art that may symbolize more than meets the eye. They notice imagery of spaceships and planets, such as representations of the Moon and Saturn, that could suggest ancient cultures had a remarkable awareness of celestial bodies. One particularly intriguing piece seems to show Jupiter's moons and its rings, raising the possibility that ancient civilizations had an advanced understanding of the solar system. The speaker is captivated by the idea that these ancient artworks might hold knowledge far ahead of their time, sparking curiosity about the true extent of their astronomical wisdom. Workers' Village. For years, it was believed that the ancient pyramids were built by slaves, shown in chains, and forced to carry huge blocks. But in the 20th century, archaeologists uncovered a workers' village at Deir el Medina, near the Valley of the Kings. The workers lived in comfortable homes with restaurants, markets, and bakeries. Surprisingly, they were healthy, well-fed, and showed no signs of mistreatment. This discovery challenged the old idea of slave labor and showed that the workers were treated far better than we once thought. Zetan Mystery. The Zetan site has baffled archaeologists, especially after the Egyptian government restricted access and buried it. The only details come from Egyptologist Alessandro Barsanti, who explored it in the early 1900s. Its unusual precision and size suggest it might have been built by an advanced civilization older than ancient Egypt. The unfinished pyramid at Zetan, with its massive T-shaped shaft, points to techniques beyond what the ancient Egyptians used. Barsanti also discovered a pink granite vat, possibly related to energy storage. A mysterious flooding event hints at hidden chambers, keeping the true purpose of the site a mystery. Royal craftsmanship. The cosmetic box of Kamini, a royal butler from around 1805 BCE, reveals the splendor of ancient Egypt's royal court, made from cedar wood and decorated with ebony, ivory, and silver. It highlights the skill of Middle Kingdom craftsmen. The box's front shows Khemeni offering ointment to Pharaoh Amenemhat IV, whose headdress hints at his deification after he passed away. The lid carries an inscription with the king's titles and a prayer to the god Sobek. Discovered in Thebes in 1910, this box, now at the Met, connects us to Egypt's royal past. Babylonian math.
These people are making boundaries, and they're making really accurate boundaries using their understanding of geometry.
Plimpton 322, a clay tablet from ancient Babylon, showcases remarkable mathematical skill. It contains Pythagorean triples, proving the Babylonians understood right triangles long before the Greeks. This knowledge helped surveyors measure land accurately, a vital skill in a society with private ownership. Discovered in the early 20th century, its significance wasn't realized until 1945. The tablet revealed their advanced grasp of geometry, with thousands of unread tablets still existing. The brilliance of ancient Babylonian mathematics continues to amaze researchers.
Thousands upon thousands of clay tablets from the lost cities of ancient Babylon. These have been preserved beneath the sands of modern-day Iraq.
Rosetta Code. Discovered in 1799 in Rosetta, the Rosetta Stone contained a decree written in 3 scripts: hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Greek. This trilingual inscription was key to unlocking the mysteries of ancient Egyptian writing. By comparing the Greek text with the hieroglyphs, scholars like Jean-François Champollion were able to decode the symbols in 1822, marking a major breakthrough in understanding Egypt's language. The discovery transformed archaeology, opening up a window to Egypt's rich history, culture, and language, making the Rosetta Stone one of the most significant and influential finds in history. Khufu ship. The Khufu ship, discovered in Giza in 1954, is the oldest, largest, and the best preserved ancient vessel ever found. Built 4,500 years ago for Egypt's King Khufu, the ship demonstrates incredible craftsmanship. It was originally found in 1:200 disassembled pieces, which were carefully reconstructed to restore it to its original form. This remarkable find offers a unique glimpse into the early days of shipbuilding and plays a crucial role in understanding ancient Egyptian society. The Khufu ship stands as a testament to the advanced engineering that influenced transportation throughout history. Serapeum sarcophagus. In Saqqara's Serapeum, a colossal sarcophagus was built for the sacred Apis bull, central to Egyptian mythology. Weighing 80 to 100 tons, it was transported from Aswan to its final resting place near Cairo. Using rollers, pulleys, and sand, ancient Egyptians meticulously positioned it in a 12-day process. This extraordinary sight isn't part of every tour, but it's worth visiting when in Cairo. Its engineering marvels and historical significance make it unforgettable. Buried Guardian. While digging on a construction site, workers uncovered a mysterious statue buried deep in the dirt. The statue, with worn features and golden accents, appeared to depict a figure cloaked in flowing garments. Its intricate design hinted at its origins in an ancient civilization. The discovery sparked curiosity. Was it a guardian figure, or perhaps a sacred relic intentionally hidden centuries ago? Archaeologists were called to investigate further, eager to uncover the true purpose of the statue and its connection to the past, leaving everyone fascinated by the mystery. Mysterious bowls.
These are the mysterious bowls of Abu Ghraib, and these are, as much as anything, what invites attention here, because there's a lot of esoteric ideas of what these could be. There's no consensus among Egyptologists or even among alternative people what these are. There's a lot of speculation.
At the Sun Temple of Musera, the mysterious bowls of Abu Ghraib have confused many. Researchers aren't sure what they were used for, but some think they were linked to ancient sacrifices. However, the bowls have only one drain hole, which doesn't seem practical for draining vital fluid. Some believe they might have been used to reflect light. Engineers suggested they could focus the sun's heat to help cut stones, possibly using sunlight from the Great Pyramid. The true purpose remains unknown, but the bowls are still an interesting ancient mystery. Seated Scribe. The seated scribe is an exceptional statue from ancient Egypt, standing out for its lifelike style. Unlike many Egyptian statues that followed strict rules, this one shows a more natural and individual character. Discovered in 1850, it's made of limestone, quartz, and copper, showing a slightly overweight man sitting with a scroll. What makes this statue so special is its detailed eyes, which seem to look directly at the viewer. This lifelike feature helped inspire similar statues found later, making it an important piece in Egyptian art history. Crocodile mummies. The ancient Egyptians mummified crocodiles, a practice tied to their reverence for the god Sobek. These sacred creatures were embalmed with great care, much like humans, preserving them for thousands of years. Even after nearly 4,000 years, their teeth, scales, and features remain remarkably intact. In a video, rows of these mummified crocodiles are shown, highlighting the Egyptians' dedication to their beliefs and history. Their advanced preservation techniques, using resin and dry conditions, demonstrate the Egyptians' cultural sophistication and their ability to preserve both animals and history. Falcon mummy.
The falcon represents the god Horus. The right eye represents the sun, and the left eye represents the moon. The wings of the falcon represent heaven.
Right now, you've got an intriguing find on your hands, an ancient Egyptian mummy that could be quite valuable. The falcon symbolism linked to the god Horus is a key clue, with its eyes representing the sun and moon, and the wings symbolizing the heavens. Mummification wasn't just about preserving the body, but also about ensuring a safe journey to the afterlife. Given the linen and sarcophagus style, this mummy likely dates back to the Ptolemaic period, around 2,500 to 2,600 years old. After a careful inspection, it seems authentic, and it could be worth more than $10,000. Mummified lion cub. In an extraordinary discovery, archaeologists have uncovered the first ever mummified Egyptian lion cub. dating back 2,600 years. Its preservation is so stunning that its golden fur and ancient markings are still visible. This find is part of the Secrets of the Saqqara Tomb Project, where a team of local archaeologists is uncovering hidden passageways, shafts, and tombs in Saqqara. The lion cub's mummification showcases Egypt's deep respect for wildlife and its deities, providing a rare glimpse into the ancient burial practices and the mysteries of this ancient civilization. Ancient tools. Archaeologists have uncovered a variety of tools used by the ancient Egyptians, including chisels, hammers, and drill parts. These discoveries reveal just how skilled the Egyptians were as craftsmen. Their tools were advanced, helping them create incredible monuments and artifacts that still amaze us today. For those who doubt their methods, it's clear that more research is needed to understand how the Egyptians achieved such feats. The tools they used were just as impressive as their craftsmanship, offering valuable insight into their innovative techniques. Road of Sphinx. The Road of Sphinx, located in ancient Thebes, which is modern-day Luxor, stretches 1.7 miles, connecting Luxor Temple with Karnak Temple, lined with sphinxes, some with ram heads and others with human heads. The road was used for a special festival where the golden boat was transported from Karnak to Luxor. After years of excavation, the road was officially opened in 2021, earning the title of the largest open-air museum. Likely completed during Egypt's 30th dynasty, it marks the end of ancient Egypt's glorious era. Ancient prosthetic discovery. This ancient Egyptian prosthetic, believed to be the oldest in the world, was discovered about 20 years ago in a tomb. It belonged to a noblewoman, the daughter of a priest. Crafted from wood and leather, the prosthetic toe was carefully shaped for both comfort and practicality, helping her balance and walk more easily. In ancient Egypt, people wore thong sandals that needed toe support. You can view this remarkable artifact at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, where the royal mummies are also displayed. Egyptian iron tools.
And here's another extremely interesting case at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo of iron artifacts.
At the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, visitors can see remarkable iron artifacts, including iron hose nails, an axe, pliers, chisel tips, and even saw blades. These items reveal the advanced metalworking skills of the ancient Egyptians. Although iron wasn't commonly used during this time, these artifacts offer a rare glimpse into the tools and techniques of ancient Egypt. This collection provides valuable insight into how early Egyptians utilized iron, making it an intriguing aspect of one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Amenhotep's discovery. In 2012, a British historian uncovered a fragment of papyrus at the Queensland Museum, revealing hieroglyphs from Amenhotep, a 15th century BCE official. Further investigation into the museum's archives revealed numerous fragments of his book, donated in 1913 and rarely displayed. Some fragments might belong to a much larger scroll, possibly 60 feet long. This discovery highlights the rapid antiquities trade of the late 19th century, which scattered and broke up ancient Egyptian artifacts across the globe. Dwarf sarcophagus lid. At the Egyptian Museum, one fascinating artifact is the lid of a sarcophagus depicting a life-size dwarf, 120 centimeters tall, from around 350 BCE. He was a dancer at the Apis Bull Festival and was buried in Saqqara alongside his patron. Though dwarfs were once held in high regard in ancient Egypt, their social status later declined. Despite this, the dwarf's elaborate stone sarcophagus suggests he was deeply valued by his patron. This unique find remains one of the museum's most intriguing pieces. Karnak Temple Complex. The Karnak Temple Complex is one of Egypt's most significant sites, but it's not just one temple. It's a collection built over centuries. With so many sections, it can be overwhelming, so having a guide is helpful. The vast site requires a lot of walking, but its history is fascinating. Every pharaoh from the Middle Kingdom to the Ptolemaic period added something to the complex, and some even reused stones from older temples. Visitors can enjoy both daytime and evening tours. with a special light show at night. Ancient Egyptian mystery. A strange video recently emerged, sparking intrigue about an ancient Egyptian confusion. It featured a small model found at Egyptian monument sites, believed to be votive offerings. Such tools have answered the one key question of researchers: how did the Egyptians lift such enormous stones? An Italian civil engineer, passionate about Egyptian history, noticed a similar tool used in modern construction. Inspired, he created a model, loaded it with a stone, and conducted an experiment, potentially uncovering a long-hidden solution to this mystery. Khafra's statue. In a pit beneath the Valley Temple of Khafra at Giza, archaeologists uncovered one of the most iconic statues of ancient Egypt. King Khafra, son of Khufu and builder of the second pyramid, is depicted seated on his throne. He wears the Nemes headdress with the cobra symbolizing royalty and protection. Behind him, the falcon god Horus spreads its wings, guarding the king. The intertwined lotus and papyrus flowers represent the unity of Upper and Lower Egypt. Crafted from diorite, this masterpiece was a breathtaking sight at the Cairo Museum. Beklik Tepe. Beklik Tepe and Karahan Tepe are key sites in understanding the pre-pottery Neolithic period, which started around 12,000 years ago. This time marked the rise of agriculture, but pottery had not yet been developed. The term pre-pottery Neolithic was coined by archaeologists, who divided it into phases A and B, later identifying a third phase, pre-pottery Neolithic. C. These sites reveal much more than early agriculture, offering a deeper look into the complex society of early humans. Golden Discovery. Archaeologists recently uncovered a 3,000-year-old lost golden city buried beneath the sands of Luxor, Egypt. This discovery has been hailed as one of the most significant finds since King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922. The excavation revealed a well-preserved city with nearly intact walls and rooms filled with tools from everyday life. Top Egyptologist Zahi Hawass, who announced the discovery, described it as a fascinating glimpse into ancient civilization. While the site is not filled with literal gold, it stands as a metaphorical golden city, a place of immense historical value and importance. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day.
First form of hieroglyphic language, the gift from the gods. This was the language of the gods.
The Ben, an ancient Egyptian object with hieroglyphic inscriptions, has sparked theories about its origin. Some wonder if it was part of a craft, like the top module of an Apollo rocket. These markings, believed to be a divine gift, might even hint at a connection between ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs and petroglyphs found globally, suggesting a universal language. Could these ancient symbols hold a hidden message waiting to be uncovered, revealing secrets of the past we've yet to fully understand?
When we're really able to understand these geoglyphs and petroglyphs, we may find that there is a message for us that we have been missing all this time.